In our last lecture, we have set up Redux Toolkit. Now, using createAsyncThunk, we are going to fetch API data. So in Redux Toolkit, we are going to have this method. Here I will be passing createAsyncThunk. Using this, we can easily perform asynchronous operation in Redux Toolkit. Below this, I'm just going to invoke this. I will copy, paste, and inside this, we will be passing two arguments. First will be the action type. So whatever product slice we have given, exact same thing we will be passing. Then I will be passing slash, and here I will write get product. So first, I'm just going to get the product. So in this way, I will be passing get product. And second, we are going to pass callback function. And inside this callback function, we will be performing all the asynchronous operation. And this entire value, I'm just going to assign to the variable const. I will keep the variable name as get product. Now, whatever operation we are going to write, that we are going to use in other files. So directly, I'm just going to export this function. So in this way, I'm just going to export this get product function. And second argument, as I mentioned, this will be the callback function. For this callback function, I will make as async function. Now inside this, we will be passing two arguments. First will be the payload, but in this, we will not be using payload. So here, I will be passing underscore. And from second argument, I'm just going to destructure this reject with value. So using this, we can easily handle custom errors. So if anything goes wrong, easily using this, we can handle custom errors. Now this is async function. So inside this, I will be using try and catch block. And inside this catch, we are going to pass this error object. So inside this catch, using this reject with value, what I will do, from this error, I will access response. If I am having any response, I'm just going to access the response. I will be using this optional chaining, and from response, I'm just going to access the data. Okay. From backend, whatever error I am having, that I'm going to access. If I am not able to get any error, then by default, I'm just going to throw this error. Here I will write an error occurred. Okay. Using this create async thunk, we are going to perform asynchronous operation. If we are having any error, using this reject with value, whatever error we are getting from backend, that we are going to access. And for some reason, if we are not able to access, then for user, we are going to show this error. Now inside this try block, we are going to access our API link. So here, I will create the variable link, and inside this, I'm just going to assign this link. And I will tell you what this link is. Here, I will write slash API slash v1, then I will be passing products. Now, I'm just going to open this backend folder. Inside that, I will open app.js. So here for product, what we have passed slash API slash v1, and now we are getting all the products. I will open this route. Inside this product route, you can see for getting all the products, we are having slash products. So whatever route we will be passing, it will be slash API slash v1, and then what route we have passed here, exact same route we will be passing it here. So using this link, what we are doing, whatever data or whatever products we are having in website, all the products we will be able to access. Okay, remember this will be the route. Whatever routes we have passed, exact same route we are going to pass it here. Now below this, we have to use Axios get request, because inside this route, we are using get request to get all the products. So here inside front end, we are going to install this Axios package. Now package is installed. You can also check inside package.json. So here I will be creating one variable data. Now I will be using await. I will write axios.get, and inside this directly I will be passing this link variable. Now we are using Axios, so we have to import Axios. Import Axios from Axios. Okay, later on we are going to see this result, but as of now I'm just going to log, and here I will be writing response, and then simply I'm just going to log this data. Later, when we dispatch this get product in console, we will see what data we are going to get from backend. Later on, we will come back and we are going to return the data. But as of now, let me just log this data. Now, what this createAsyncThunk will be doing, it is going to return promise lifecycle actions. And lifecycle actions are pending, fulfilled, and rejected. And these lifecycle actions are provided by createAsyncThunk. So what we will do, we will be creating extra reducers. Below this, I will be creating property extra reducers. Inside this, I will be passing callback function. And here inside the callback function, we are going to pass the argument as builder. So in this way, we will be creating our extra reducer. Now, I will be writing this builder, and what we have to do, we have to add case. And inside this case, first promise lifecycle action is nothing but pending. So from this get product, I'm just going to access this pending action. So in this way, we are going to access, and this get product is nothing but the function which we have created. So from create async thunk, first we will access this pending lifecycle action. Second, we will be passing this callback function. Inside this, we will be passing state and action. For this pending, we do not need action. So here we will be passing state. Now if it is pending, what we will do, we will access this loading, okay, which simply means as soon as we fetch the data, it will take some time to get all the data. So during that time, my request is pending. In that case, whatever loading I am having, I'm just going to set to true. If it is true, then for users, we can easily show loading spinner or some message like data is getting loaded, something like that. And also for safer side, I will be writing state.error is equal to null. So this will be the first case. Below this, I will be adding another case, add case. Inside this, I will access get product. Now we are going to access this fulfilled lifecycle action. And second, we will be passing this callback function. Here, we will be passing state and action as the argument. Now here, let me just write log. Inside this, I will be passing fulfilled action payload, separate by comma. I will access this action. From there, I'm just going to access this payload. Here, let me just pass action. So from action, I'm just going to access the payload. So whatever final result I will be having, that result I will be getting inside this payload. I will correct the spelling. So when this is fulfilled, when successfully if I am able to fetch the data, what I will do, first loading, I'm just going to set to false, because in pending we have set to true. In this case, I will set to false. Then next, I will also copy this. Here I will be pasting error also. I'm just going to set to null. Then we are having this products. If I am having data, then that entire data I have to assign to this products. So I will access products, state.products is equal to, I will write here action dot payload, and from this payload I will have the response products. Okay, from where I am having this products, let me just open backend. Inside this, I will open product controller, and inside this get all products, we are having this entire functionality Inside this response, we are having products as well as we are having product count. Later on, we will access all this thing, but here we are having products. So exact same products we are going to access. So from the response, we are going to have products. So that products, whatever data I will be having, that I will be assigning to these products. Then next, we are having this product count. Let me copy. I will write here state.product count is equal to exact same thing, copy, paste, and here I will be passing product count. Okay, all this response we have already sent in this backend. If my request is fulfilled, then I want to perform all this operation. Then finally, we are having last action. Here I will be writing at case. Inside this, I will write here get product, and from there I'm just going to access this rejected property. Here I will be passing state and action, and in this case also we do not need any action, so I'm just going to remove. I will copy this. Here I will be pasting. Loading I will set to false. So when my action is pending, either it can be rejected or either it can be fulfilled. So in fulfill case, I'm setting to false. So same thing in my rejected case also, I have to set loading to false. And for error, in this case, if I'm having any error, then directly I'm just going to access error from action.payload. Now here we are using action. So let me just pass action. Or if I am not able to access any error, then this error I have to show to user. Something went wrong. Okay, sometimes we will not be able to access backend errors. So in that case, I will be showing this error to user. But mostly we will be able to access, and whatever error messages we have given here, successfully we will be able to show that error messages to user. So in this case, we are going to create this createAsyncThunk, and inside that we are going to access the API link, and using this axios.get, we are going to access entire data of our product. Then if you are having any error, then this error will be thrown. And finally, we have added different lifecycle actions: pending, fulfill, and rejected. And accordingly, whatever operation I have to perform, based on that, I have changed the state values.